Hello there, and welcome to day 9 of the Future Focus Challenge. Woohoo is correct. We are so excited that you joined us today. And once again, I'm Cherie.
And I'm Keishelle.
And we are serving you in this week 2 of our 2-week challenge. And so if this is the first time you're seeing us and you're just now joining us, I implore you, go back to week 1, take the time, watch the videos, and do the work of finding out your vision in the 5 key life areas. And doing that will help you be able to understand exactly where we're going this week with diving deeper. So speaking of diving deeper, Keishelle, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about clarity part 2.
Woo! It's so nice. We had to do it. Why?
There's so much in clarity, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Clarity is the first step in the Make It Real principles. It's really the first step to anything. And I love the quote by Zig Ziglar. And he says, I can help anyone get what they want if only they knew what they wanted.
Yeah. No truer words have been spoken, right?
And I think of the McDonald's or any fast food area. You wouldn't go there to the drive-thru and say, I want a sandwich. Would you?
No, because then they would ask you what type, right?
What type? Which one? Want on it? Do you want a biggie size with soda you want? Blah blah blah. And then they're gonna ask you, is that, or you would tell them what you don't want to.
Right.
What you don't want any mayo,
no pickles,
no potato, no tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes.
Girl.
I don't like tomatoes. First thing to take off.
Aye.
So you would do that. Right? And so that's what today's challenge is all about, right? So yesterday's challenge.
Yeah, see, yesterday now we talked about clarity from the point of writing your vision statement or writing your statement as if. Now you went ahead, you looked into the future, 6 months, 12 months, whatever down the line, and you said, I am, or I have done, like as you've already completed that step. And so today I'm wondering, when the subject that we're going to cover in clarity, we're going to do what we call polar opposite. And why is that?
People, what I've appreciated about goals and dreams and people in general is that there are 2 types of people. There are people who tend to move towards a goal or a dream.
True.
Right? And that's what we did in yesterday's challenge. I am moving towards what I want. But there are also people who tend to be motivated by moving away from something. So appreciating what we do not want and moving away from it.
Sounds much like the pleasure versus pain principle,
yes, right? Some people appreciate the pleasure. They that's what drives them.
Yeah,
the pleasure of
I want to be this success and all of that.
And then some people, they're driven by what they will lose. What they do not want, right? The pain of regret, the pain of brokenness.
Hello, broke.
Right?
Being exhausted in the same body that's, not optimum, or working in the same job that's not fulfilling. There you go.
And so today's focus is appreciating what you do not want in the life area that you've chosen to work on, right?
Yes.
And I think about, again, using myself as an example, when I've always loved the idea of being fit and health and wellness and body and wellness. I love that idea, the idea of it, right? And then I had to appreciate that as I was getting older, right? And as my daughter keeps reminding, my daughter calls me old. Like seriously,
you've crossed that line.
She calls me old, and I have to say to her, like, Keishelle, have you seen the ages of your friends' parents?
Okay.
You call me old, anyway. I digress. Okay, I digress. And so, but as she kept saying, she said she'd been telling her friends that I was much older than I was. I'm like, Keishelle, like, come on. Anyway, but as that happened so much, I had to realize that, hey, I am getting older.
Yeah.
And while I liked the idea of having a good body and focusing on wellness, I wasn't doing it. And then I had to, using this challenge again, I had to say, okay, you know what don't I want in this area? I do not want to get old and not be able to have the energy. I do not want to get older and be sick. I do not want to get older and not have the mobility. And so that is, while I'm more also driven towards what I wanted, when I needed to work out, when I knew I needed to go for a run, you know what drove me more?
The fact that you don't want to be where you are, you don't want to end up there. And that's actually a good point about motivation, because motivation, that doing this work actually helps you create a better picture of where you are or what you want. Because when you could cut out what you don't want, it leaves just that boundary there, right?
Yeah. And it reminds me of this quote that we talked about earlier, John Maxwell.
I
love the quote, and it's one of those quotes that I was reading, and the first time I heard it, it shocked me. And I literally stopped reading and I wrote it down because it's so true. And it says, if you don't create the future you want, you must endure the future you get.
Ooh.
It's so good.
Say it again.
If you do not
the ones in the back.
create the future you want, you must endure the future you get. And so if you are this place where you are looking at what you want, we've done that. Let's now look today at what we do not want so we can move away from it, right?
And a different way of saying that is, how can we move from surviving to thriving?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You think they're ready for the mission?
You think so? Let's give them one more example.
Okay, you go ahead.
Let's look at, we talked about it earlier, job. People do not want to go to a job they hate.
Yeah, you hate Mondays.
If Sunday night comes
and you're dreading.
You write that down.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you do not want to look shabby in your clothes. I'm talking about you.
No, but I'm just excited. I want y'all to know I put on smaller clothes this morning. Thanks.
You know, if that's not what you want.
Absolutely.
We talked about the money part. If you do not want to live your life being broke or running paycheck to paycheck, or it's
You've got to then write that down so that can start to create a mind of freedom for you.
Yeah.
Where you know you don't want to go or don't want to stay, you write it down.
Yeah, and I think we've stressed that enough where I think they're ready for the challenge now.
I think you could give them the mission.
The mission, y'all. Should you choose to accept?
What am I going to say, folks? You better accept it.
Is to take the time and answer this question. Now, I love this question.
Oh, please give them the question.
This is the challenge, right? If you could snap your fingers,
poof, gone, eradicated, moved.
Take away all of the things you hate the most, particularly in the life area that you're focusing on right now. Now, you can do this in all of that life areas, but you want to do the one that we are focusing on, right? Challenge. So if you can snap your fingers and take away all of the things that you hate the most, what would they be? Okay, list them, be specific, get them out of your head, because we tend to know what we don't want, but it's in our head.
Right.
We perhaps stress ourselves out because we're struggling because we know what we don't want.
Yep.
So this challenge allows you to write out what you don't want, be specific about what you don't want, with the goal of us doing the work, and we'll talk about that in future days, of moving away from what you do not want.
And as we head to the closeout, this tells me, and I think it should tell you, that you do not have to be held captive by all of the things that so easily weigh you down. And so this is an exercise to be able to unburden you from all of the pain that could possibly be lingering in your life, because you've got a future that is so focused, that is so bent on creating a better life. Yeah, write all the pain so you can leave it there.
And you know, I immediately thought of a quote by Dr. Miles, one of my favorite quotes.
Well, of course, we gotta.
And he said, the most frustrated person in the world is a person with a dream that doesn't become reality.
Powerful.
And it doesn't become reality because we've caught up on these things and we kind of dwell and settle there. But our focus for this challenge is to identify what you do not want, so you don't get stuck there, so you don't get frustrated and all of the feelings that you feel. And so I'm excited for what you come up with.
Yes. And that, folks, brings us to the end of day 9. Guys, who would have thought who would have thought from day 1 that we would have gotten here and that your life would have changed so much to this point? Well, we're excited and we're not done yet. So stay tuned for the rest of the days. We're going to leave you now so that you can go and do the work. Take care. Bye.